Hey, is it loud enough for you? We're back.
That's good.
Episode 35 of the Prophetic Podcast. I am your host, Drew. Hi, everybody. Oh, it's B1 now. It's not even D1 anymore. It's B1. Hi, B1. It's a new camera. All right. Yeah, it used to be D1. I don't know why I know the cameras. Don't ask me. I'm weird.
You've been here too long.
Yeah. O is here. O.
Hey.
Long time no see. How have you been?
Oh, I've been extremely fantastic except for when I was sick. That was really bad.
I think we were both sick almost around the same time.
Man, whatever it was, they said it wasn't COVID. They said it wasn't the flu. They said it was some type of bug, and I was dying.
Well, we're in Dallas too. The allergies are really high in Texas overall. So yeah,
like she checked me, right? The nurse checked me, and she was like, "Yeah, I just want you to go home and do like another COVID test." And I'm like, okay,
but I'm already here.
Right. She already did. And I was like, okay, but I still need some meds.
Yeah,
I need drugs. Can you please provide me? Because
exactly.
I'm wheezing and I'm like I barely could breathe.
Yeah.
So,
oh, yeah. How do you feel now? You feel okay?
Oh, hell yeah. She doused me up. I even got an asthma pump now because of how bad it was.
Oh, we're getting old.
It was bad.
Happening.
I was just like, ooh.
Well, Trevor would be there in that seat. He's not here today. He is getting himself checked out, doing some maintenance work, like health stuff. So we'll see him. You know, all good stuff. It's all stuff we have to do.
I did a physical too. I understand.
It's that time.
It's that time.
Becky is here. Becky, you can't see her. She's behind the camera, but Becky's here. She has been helping us with all of our videography stuff. So
hey,
Everett just left. John, hey, how you doing? Like, we're just naming off all the staff. Hey, what's up?
What's up, Johns?
Yeah, John, the invisible
from Riddick
producer.
Johns.
So what's been on your mind? What's been up? Let's catch up.
Oh, my goodness. Let's
start light. I know you want to
we can start light.
Yeah, let's start light.
You want to start light?
Yeah,
you like positive vibes?
Yeah, my hair looks good today. I'm feeling really good. So yeah, I like it's a good t-shirt day and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's start positive.
We'll go to positive.
All right.
I am dating again.
I thought you were going to say you're pregnant, but it's okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, we're almost there.
I'd rather go on mission first.
I skipped a few steps. My bad. Well, hold on. Let me get the... Yeah.
Yes.
So
his name is Reynold.
Why do you always tell these dudes' names? I think it's bad luck if you tell... The show might be bad luck for their names. Every name you say, they go away.
I didn't say the last name.
Well, yes, you... Wait, what was his name?
I don't know. Jermaine.
See, now I want to make you sound bad. Stop right there. Okay. There was only one name you ever said. That's it.
Oh, William.
See, if you keep on rolling them off, they're like, what is she doing when she's not at the show? So how's your dating? So your dating life is good.
Oh, God. I've known him for a very long time. We had a falling out at first.
What you did?
I didn't do anything.
Sure you did.
I called him out on... I know some tea.
Oh, okay.
I called him out because he tried to call me out on something, and I was just like, no.
Oh, you guys are a match made in hell. That's what's up.
Yeah, he was like, we had a good thing going. You ended a good thing for nothing, and then I said, your wife called me.
Oh, what? Did you say his wife? You can't just drop that in the middle of telling me you're happy with this new. Is he still married? That's the first.
No. He's been divorced
I'm not about to support your homewrecking. What is wrong?
No, he's been divorced for 5 years.
Good. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
I left because I told him that your wife called me in the middle of the night on your phone. And I'm not going to sit up there and
I'm so proud of
disrespect her.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, because he said that, she was going through a lot because they were separated. I said, I understand that, but you needed to make sure you ended that. If she had those issues, you needed to make sure you ended that drama and all that before you even step into a relationship, because she did call me.
Well, that's not mine. What? We'll give you another one. I don't know who that is. They changed the buttons again. So. But no, I'm happy that you're not home wrecking anymore. That's what's up.
I wasn't home wrecking before.
5 years ago, you just...
I didn't know.
Allegedly that you were home wrecking, and I'm happy that you're not doing that anymore. Because I wouldn't want to be friends with you if you were a home wrecker. Because I used to be one too. So That's horrible.
Okay, well, I'm glad that I'm not a home wrecker.
Yeah, don't be one of them. Nah,
No, I'm not a home wrecker, but
called
I
dirty
would
macking.
have
Don't
to
do that.
say, like, I guess I would have to say is that him and there's been other men with children that made me very, 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 very hesitant. I have. Because it's like I always wind up getting burned all the time.
You know, don't feel so, not to say it's not a bad thing, but don't feel so unique. The world is just full of crappy people. So it's not your fault. It could be anyone, honestly.
Well, remember when I was talking to you about the guy when we went to the event that we went to?
Yes.
Yeah. And I said, you know, he was really sweet. Like, I'll be honest, when I was when I was talking to Jermaine, because I wasn't really with him, like, I felt a sense of value for the very first time. Somebody valued me for who I am.
That makes me want to ask some of these questions. I got on my list.
No,
but it's not a bad thing. But like it makes me want to ask. But I'll get back to that.
Because everything that he was saying to me is, you're amazing, you're understanding, you're present. That. I've never had anybody say that to me before.
Do you have that with this new gentleman?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which it made me, I didn't mind starting things off with Reno because I really did like him. Yeah. It was really sad that it did end like that. But I'm happy now that I'm like, well, it's been 5 years. He said he's changed. I said, we'll see. But
is this your boyfriend now?
What?
You have a boyfriend? Is that what you're calling it?
I'm trying to see.
Oh, here we go. Okay, well, we'll check back in a couple of weeks or so and see how that relationship ended. So
no. Reynolds, yeah, we're.
I'm glad you found someone that makes you happy.
I found someone that made me happy.
Yeah,
and I guess, you know, like I was telling my friend Elliot, you know, he was just like, because I've been single for so long.
Wait, how long have you been single?
Like 5 years.
I remember that. I had like a 7-year run. I know what that's like.
And it's like, am I really here? Like am I really?
Let me ask you this. Did you start questioning, if I may, your own worth because it has been 5 years? I know when I was single for like 7 years or whatever the length of time was, I started wondering, I'm like, is it me or is it the dating pool? Like, are the candidates just
No,
weak?
because I didn't care.
Okay, that's a good approach.
I didn't care because it was I enjoyed. Trust me, I enjoy being single.
Oh no, don't get me wrong,
problem,
me too.
yeah.
But at the same time, I was still wondering, like, okay, when am I going to find? You know,
I think it's like, at first I was questioning that when I first started on like really being single and everything, but because, you know, which I'll get into in a minute, which also, me being a woman, like, I really cared, like, oh my God, I'm going to be alone. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, yeah, you have a clock that we don't have.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking.
After a while, I was like,
whatever.
Meh. Yeah.
So you made me think of something when I said I wanted to ask you. So with all the guys that you dated, it sounds so bad to position it this way.
No,
with all the men that you've dated,
I'm young.
Do you? Thanks for making it worse. No, what I'm saying is, do you think that they have found a place of their life where they're complacent and they couldn't go any further, and that aided in the reasons that you didn't date them, like an underlying issue? Not saying that you saw that outright, but looking back, would you say that they had reached a point where they just weren't going to grow past that?
Yeah.
And that leads me to a part of our conversation today, is that I feel like a lot of people in society do that for various reasons, whether it be relationships or anything. But like the general like baseline is people get to this point in life where they either reached what they wanted to or they didn't. And then they just kind of, because we've seen people that we know that make great money and then they just don't become a better person. They don't do anything with it. They just kind of stagnate. And they've got money and they have money and they're stagnated. And then we've seen people that we know that are making great money and they stagnate too. So I think people reach like a place of complacency and they just can't go beyond
being content.
Yeah, like is that?
Yeah, I mean, because that's exactly what Jermaine when I was talking to him, he was in the business of transitioning to get out of the house, you know, because he was living with his ex and his kids, in a different room. And guess what? His kids didn't want him to leave.
Of course.
And he was like, I'm just going to have to be content in this life. Even though I don't love this person, I have to be content because my kids need me. And then he's so selfless. He is so selfless that I was like, oh,
you know,
okay.
I'm laughing because I got to respond to that. And I hate the response I'm about to say, but if the shit's not working, hello, I'm being honest. We can work out arrangements to make sure that we are both in the kids' lives 100%.
I said that too.
But we ain't, if we're not working, it is worse for the kid to see us in that position than to see us kind of take a hit. It's going to suck if you have to move forward without the person you made a child with. I get it. But I'd rather be this like short period of time where we don't get along than like 18 years. Your daddy ain't shit. Well, your mama ain't shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And that happens a lot.
And when he texted me, he was like, he was really hurt. How was it really hurt? I was like, well, they're your kids. You want to stay content in where you are? That's fine. I have no children. I get to do whatever I want.
Yes.
And I don't want to stagnate. Like I was telling Reynolds, you know, he noticed that I want to leave for Japan and everything. He said, well, what if there is no what ifs? Nah, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I planned this before anybody has come into my life.
There you go.
And I'm a person who loves to move forward and I want to do so much that I'm releasing myself from the military. Are you kidding me next year? I am like a wet cheerleader.
Whoa.
Period.
What? Whoa.
I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I know that was graphic.
I was like, yeah, wait, where are we going again?
Which I'm pretty much just like, who's had sex for the very first time? That's pretty. No, it's okay.
What is happening right now?
In the instance, is like, I finally get part of my whole entire life back because I've given it so many times to the, everything. To everything. Yeah. And yes, I can probably say I have served my country. I did the do, but it's time to serve me fully now.
Yeah.
That's true.
So here, what happens when you, and this is not to stay on your guy, but is he willing to make that transition with you?
That's not my problem.
That is a very strong, fucking right. Yes, good for you. Because so many people will sit there and say, well, we haven't discussed it yet. And I gotta say, I'm happy that you took the initiative to go, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm out. Like, if you want to be there, you will find a way to make this happen. And not to say that doesn't mean you wouldn't work with him to do it. But if he was just like making it difficult and too many ups and downs and decisions to be made.
Because I'll be envious of the person.
Yeah.
If I was to be like, well, and then I'm going to feel stagnant again. Mm-hmm. I told even my boss, I didn't know what I wanted to do after the military. But then when I saw the opportunities that are presented to me, go. Yeah. My business, my food business, everything, those are my things, but I want to make it great. I want to make everything in my life great before I kick the bucket when I get at a ripe age. I was just about
to say, people seem to think we have so much time.
No, we don't.
We don't get a lot of time on this planet, people. Like we really have like a blink of an eye and you're gone.
Oh, yeah. Spiritually, I know that when I cross over, I know I'm going to forget this life. So I want to do everything about it to just have some fun with it.
Be present.
You know? I'm just saying.
We are rocking this shit today. Go ahead.
And that was the thing. That's the thing when I was telling you about women.
Yeah.
Now these days, Black women or women in general, we hear a lot of these men always want to tell us we're going to be alone. Why is she single? All this nonsense. Mm-hmm. Like we have to get married. Like we have to have kids. Mm-hmm. She's not good. She's nothing of value if she has any children. And it's
if she has or
doesn't have any kids or whatever like that. And if she's in her 40s, like
and single,
it's even worse. And it's like, I just want to give advice when women hear that, because I faced that before. Especially with Black men who sip the red pill. I'd be honest with you. If anything, with ladies, if you ever go on a date and if you ever heard a man say that, I'll be honest with you, run. Just run. And then
make sure
but
he
before
pays
you
first,
run,
though.
no, and
No, let him pay and then you run.
listen,
Guys, I'm not on your side on that one. You're gonna get your money spent.
But advice to you when that question or whatever, or they have a comment to tell you something like that, let them know to mind their business. Mm-hmm. Mind their business. I don't see why you care. Stop being in women's business. That is not for you to decide. If you want to have a marriage with me, cool, pursue that. But otherwise to that, if you don't have anything, if you don't want to date further than this, then mind your business and walk your walk, because I'm not your therapist. And thank you very much.
That is by the way, I said last episode, your friend isn't your therapist. Neither is your date. That's also true too. But that what you just said is also a complacent way of thinking, because any man that's saying that to you is saying that under the guise of old ways of thinking. Like we live in 2023. People date when they want. They do whatever when they want. Like, I mean, we have the access to kind of do whatever. So people are going to shape their lives and their life cycles in the way that they choose. And then you're no one to tell them what they can or cannot, should or should not be doing, honestly. So, and
they're saying that we're devaluing ourselves because we don't have any children.
No.
You got to be kidding me. You would want a woman, if you don't have any kids and the woman doesn't have any kids, that's awesome. You can build this amazing foundation. But then to tell a woman, oh, yeah, you have to go and have children before your thing shrivels up and die.
What century did you travel back to?
Oh, that was Johnny Depp.
Oh, Lord. But no, like whenever I was seeking this, man, you're making me have to say things I really never said out loud. Whenever I was in the dating pool, I'm going to tell you, a lot of the people I dated, the reason they didn't go further is because you had kids. And I'm going to say that respectfully, not because I hated kids. It's because I always wanted that experience to be my first with that person, and it also be their first with me. So a lot of times I was dating, I just couldn't let it sounds really messed up to say, but I just couldn't mentally go further, because I was like, no, I didn't hold my virginity until I was married. I mean, who does? But I was like, the least I can do is have kids with a person that's never had kids. Maybe it won't be when we get married, but at least we'll have this first sacred moment together, and I'll cherish that. It's hard to go into like stepdad mode. Like for me, that was just, I'm not knocking anybody that does it. I think it's cool. Well, my stepdad was trash, but I think it's
mine's too. Okay, mine's too.
We are aligned today, buddy. Yeah, I just haven't had the greatest experience with dads. So my idea was like, when I do that part of my life, I'm going to do everything they didn't do.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do it with a bunch of different damn people, and I'm only going to do it with a person that we can share that same experience. So hey, I mean, teach his own. Teach his own.
Reno has like 2 kids, and I was over at his house playing video games. Okay. Yeah. And I said, I'm sorry. His kid's cool. You know, I mean, his kid's cool. Shit. But I was playing some Call of Duty, and all of a sudden in the background, he's like, oh, man, come on, man. Man, you trash. I said,
you suck at video games.
No, okay, first of all, I'm playing the campaign mode, and you're flying a helicopter, you got to shoot some stuff. Like, it was kind of like, I was still knocking them down.
Kids
but
don't
still,
lie, man.
But man, he's like 13. And Coach Reynolds like, hey, man, be nice. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. I said, man, I've been playing video games before you even got diapers, so don't even try that. You try playing that. And he just went walking to his room. I'm like, yeah.
You win. Today. He'll be back.
I'm pretty sure. Hey, don't try it with these kids, man.
Are you okay being in stepmom role?
For teenagers, I don't have any problem.
It's more about like the infants and toddlers and babies.
I could tolerate teenagers.
Do you want? And it's not to say you have to have children. Do you want to have children? I know I've asked you this probably a long time ago.
Not in Texas.
Okay.
Not in Texas.
Yeah,
oh no.
Yeah.
Baby, not in Texas.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That is one of my biggest factors for leaving whenever we do transplant somewhere else.
They already did the whole abortion pill thing. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing.
Women's health is like a doom and gloom. I'm like, dude, is this like the Handmaid's Tale or something like that?
I'm sitting here saying, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I did it, but I trust me. I know it's one of my biggest fears.
It's scary because first of all, like even though I'm healthy, I just got my physical, so I'm healthy. I'm scared. I'm actually scared. Pregnancy is ghetto, okay? I don't want to sit there and go through. No, it is because the things that
pregnancy ghetto.
The shit that you gotta go through. My sister looks like my sister was huge.
Oh, you're going to be huge.
And she snapped back like that. But let me tell you.
Yeah, you're not wearing none of that shit when you get pregnant. I'm sorry, it's over.
You'll be surprised.
Please
looking
don't.
like Rihanna.
Could you just go get some nice maternity clothes and be just a... they have fly maternity clothes, don't they? I don't know. I don't wear this shit.
I got a fly ass body, so I'm going to be wearing some fly ass shit. Nothing hoochie mama shit.
You drop an 8-pound baby in your fly ass body. It's going to expand. I'm just letting you know now.
See, that's why it's the ghetto shit. You understand?
Life is beautiful to be made.
That's congratulations.
Oh, this shit here. All right.
I'll be like, Cat, look what you done to
so
me.
You don't want any kids that are your own?
I only want one.
Okay.
I only want one.
You only want to be ghetto once. I got you.
I only want one just for the experience, and then I'll adopt a second one.
So, wait, run that back. You say you adopt a second one?
I adopt a second one.
From where, though? Random question, just from where?
I always wanted a child from Japan or something.
What?
Little Asian kid.
You didn't want to get a little black kid from Africa or something?
I'm pushing out a black kid. What the hell?
You can have two.
No.
Buy one, get one. It's not really buy one, get one. You're gonna get one, and if you're gonna pay fees to adopt one, you're not buying a kid, but essentially, why wouldn't you get an African kid or like a kid from the islands or maybe your hometown?
Children are children, man. But I do want a little Asian kid.
I don't know. I just
little girl. You know, a lot of them are always abandoned and shit.
What about the little black kids?
I mean, them white kids. Them white people be taking them though.
I didn't say white kids. I said black.
No, the white folks be adopting them little black kids, boy. Telling you.
I'm
like, damn, we're like.
I'm sure there's a reason for that. I just don't know if I ever understand what that is. But anyways, moving on. So, what else did you want? Let's get a little deeper. What else did you want to talk about today?
Oh, I remember I was telling you about. No, I talked about this with a friend because it's very common these days and it's very scary. Mm-hmm. So I will have to say this is actually towards Black women. I just want you to make sure that you are protecting yourself, because I have seen lately.
In what capacity?
And in the dating scene, I've noticed that there's been kind of a red flag when it comes to Black men in the dating scene when they're dating Black women, because they have this way of thinking that we are the cause of their issues that they're having. And they have been...
You're really making me have to.
They really are putting, and they're loud with it. It's like it's bold. And I've heard of the eradication of Black women.
Excuse me?
I've heard some crazy.
On your dates?
No.
Oh, okay. I was
just
like, who?
On things that have been going on, especially that there's been common things that have been happening with Black women being murdered by Black men. It's been scary. And you hear them and how they blame us for the issues that they have in their life.
Can I ask what specific issues Black women are causing Black men?
Not a damn thing.
Well, no. What's the general consensus? You said they're blaming Black women. I
for
don't
mommy
blame.
issues that they had, abandonment issues, all this, and it's just like they blame their mothers, and then they put it on us.
But we talked about this a long time ago about the lineage of our culture as a whole, and why there's the separation, and why there's the leaning on the mother, and there's no dad in the house. Like, we talked about all these different things.
I know.
I still am going to pitch that is a byproduct of that.
I think so.
I do, because we've had such a history of like not having mom around, or not having dad around, or being in a scenario where we have to be the adult too early. So like I know these notions are coming from things of that nature. So.
And then you also hear them, like this one guy who's like that people blast him on because he's an idiot. You know, remember I told you the guy who had like the 7 baby mamas?
That doesn't narrow it down. So
No,
which
he
one?
said he has 7 baby mamas that apparently
Nick Cannon?
No.
Okay, see, it doesn't narrow it down. Shawty Lo?
Okay, no, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know his name, but he's a black guy who's sitting in his car. But anyway, he said, okay, so the first TikTok he made, and it went viral. He made where he said that he screws a lot of women. But there's only 7 women that had his baby that he said he didn't want. He always tells these girls he don't want.
That
Guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So he came out with another one, which is going viral again because he contradicted himself.
We don't go viral for anything positive. Like,
no.
This is what we're going viral for, black people?
But it's interesting because I see it commonly, like the passport bros. The passport boys.
What the
all
hell is
that.
a passport, bro?
They go over. It's like these black guys who go overseas to try to marry other women from different nationalities, occasionally Asian women.
This is what you've been watching in your downtime?
No, this is actually like things that are commonly happening.
I need to throw my phone out the window. That's not what I need to see on my. I don't see. That's not in my algorithm, so I don't catch all that stuff.
It isn't. Well, it's in my algorithm because I care a lot about black women. I care about women and also women in general, because it's women overseas who are getting manipulated by the douchebags who don't want to deal with their own women. And then it's black women they have to listen to. Oh, you think I would, like the guy said, why do you think that my 7 baby mamas are black women? I wouldn't F with a black woman even if I had a hazmat suit on. And they really think that we care.
But you got to realize that's almost the same as extremism.
Yeah, it's like
no educated black man is saying we cannot be speaking like that. That sounds like the far fringe of the culture. So I'm not going to claim those black men as my own because I don't know any black guys that say those types of things at all. It's like not a single one.
You got some cool black friends, man.
Yeah, well, it's about who you surround yourself with. I don't want to hear that kind of shit. Like that sounds crazy. It just sounds crazy to say. No matter who you're talking about, it just sounds crazy. There are black men who come to the defense of black women, but I think we need to hear more of it. Well, yeah, of course, but you're never gonna. No one's gonna champion the good stuff, though.
It's like I guess like it's commonly feels like black women are not protected enough. And that's usually how we feel. And when you hear things like that, it's like, so now it's like a lot of black women are like, well, thank God I wouldn't want to F with you. I don't want to jack with you.
Those types of people are going to be by themselves anyway.
And it's either, if you date outside your race, it's always a problem for them. But they can talk a lot of shit about us.
I told you about the girl who chased my car down barefooted because I was dating a white woman at the time. I mean, yeah, it is, but to those people that say that about to the people you say about dating outside of the race, to those people, are you doing anything to make that person want to stay within their own race? I would beg the question because I've been in that same scenario where people ask you, why do you date outside of your race? And I said, it's not really that I was specifically looking to date outside my race when I met who I'm with. It's just that I had actually exhausted all options trying to date black women. It just wasn't going well for me. So we just happened to connect, and that's what it was. It wasn't like I was like, you know what, fuck all black women, I'm going Puerto Rican today. No, it wasn't.
Mexican.
It wasn't that at all. It wasn't like that at all. It was just like I connected with who I connected with, and so it is what it is.
Which is great. Yeah. But we also have to understand that black women, a lot of black women these days are dating outside of their race because of the issue that we have with commonly, even though you don't have black friends who are like that, but it is common that a lot of black women will love to date within their race. It's just the problem is a lot of black men, they talk a lot of shit. And we get, and now we just like, well, what are we to do? And I'm not freaking waiting on you. And then they get upset that you are. And it's like, when you hear things like, oh, I only date top tier.
What does that mean? What's
like they date Asian and Latin and white, and it's just like.
Hold on, Becky. Have you heard these things too? Really?
Yeah.
She back there shaking her head like,
yeah. Like, I tell it.
Talk, girl. Pre like.
I'm just saying, and then now, Susan from the block with the white picket fence has to deal with the black guy who don't even like his own people. And she's just like, oh, I'm a nobody and I'm lucky. No, bitch, because when you're going to have a black child, and the fact that he's talking shit about his own women means that he thinks the same thing about his own daughter.
Why are you doing this to me today? Because I'm about to say so much. These thoughts have been inside my head and I've never had a place to say them.
I'm just saying.
But I was in a scenario where I was like, if I stay with this person and we have a black child, this is going to be an utter nightmare. So I won't say which relationship it was or what time frame, but those of you who know me really, really well, you know exactly who the hell I'm talking about. So I had to get out of there because I was like, what you just said, I didn't want to be in the scenario where I have a black kid with a woman that doesn't understand what this kid is about to go through because of that we had this kid. Like, because we're your parents, you're going to experience so much shit that I can't even explain why you're experiencing it. I need this person over here to be like, yeah, I got your back. That was never going to happen. So I was like, let me go ahead and get out of this relationship.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things that I also want women of other nationalities to know. Stop believing what the hell they're talking about. Top tier my ass.
We're all people, man.
Okay, we're human beings, and you don't want to be treated like shit. If he could, you wouldn't want somebody to disrespect their own people because you're going to give birth to the same thing. And trust me, the cops are not going to be like, 1040, I just want to let you know that we have a biracial person over here. Like, no, they're going to say, I'm telling you.
Copy, light or dark? Right, like
coffee or mocha, bonita.
Stand down.
I'm just saying they're not gonna care.
No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. No, just people dating in the dating world. Just date. Just fall in love who you love. Like, why have we put? Here's another question. This is random, but why have we put so much stock into skin?
Do you really want to go with that?
It fades away. Like these bones, we can compare bones.
I mean,
those
if you
will
go
be there
by
indefinitely. But
if you go by history-wise, that whole construct was more of like a white thing to differentiate and separate us from society. But now this new generation, which I do, there's some pros and cons about this new generation. But what I do like is that they're all about, I want to be inclusive. I want to date whoever I want without being disrespectful.
I think that's going to be the norm.
That is going to be the norm.
I think what we are in right now is a changing of the guard. I think that we're ushering in what society is going to look like thereafter. And the people that are still fighting it tooth and nail, like Kid Rock shooting at the beer cans with the AK. Bro, it's just a beer can, bro. Like it's just a beer ad. Do you really care that much? Like you're never gonna see that person ever in life. Like, and in your little shithole where you live, there's probably no trans people anyway. So why you care? Like it's stuff like that. Like we're moving into an era where people are just gonna be who they are, and people just gotta be accepting of that. Or you could just shoot at beer cans in the woods for the rest of your life.
If you ever play,
I could care less.
If ever people play video games, cyberpunk, all that, the gamers who know what I'm talking about. These futuristic type things, art imitates life. Okay? I truly believe that things are going to be where people are going to get psybed up and they get to enhance their eyes and do all kinds of stuff later on in life.
Have you seen Ready Player One?
Yeah, I did too. I
think it's going to be like that. In combination with what you're saying, I think it's going to be something like that. We're there. We're making avatars and living within them every day now.
Let me tell you something. Mind your business.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Stop.
Yeah, for real.
Because these are things that distract people from the actual things that are really going on in
the world. Like the things that we enjoy talking about on this show. Welcome, hey.
I don't know why people care about that stuff. Like, so what? If she wants to be a cat, then meow on, girl.
Yeah, go be a cat.
Go be a cat.
If you're going to do it, can you just crawl around while you do it? I'll put a bowl of milk out. Have a blast.
Honestly, like people really, like, why do you care if the person's trans? Why do you even care? Did you pay for their surgery? No, then leave them the hell alone. Why do you care? Why do you care if they're non-binary? I don't care. If they ask you, just say, hey, what do you identify as? Something.
I'm not gonna lie for you. The they, them people, y'all be confusing me because my vernacular and my vocabulary, like my grammar, just fights me every time I try to do it. Like, hey, what's up, they? What did I just say? It's like my brain is just like, what is going on?
I usually like asking them their name. Like, can I ask you your name?
They, them. I've gotten that a lot. Seriously.
Have you gotten just not having
I've had
that
people
say
in my
their
class.
name?
No, I've had people in my class. I've had people in classes. I've had people as patients when I was working in the hospital. I remember having a patient. I was like, "Hey, what's your name?" And they said, "Well, I would read the chart, right?"
Yeah.
And I would say the name. They would get like furious. I was like, "That's your name. What am I supposed to do?" Like, no,
But
no,
if
no.
that's your
Hey,
name.
they go by they them. I was like, "Huh?"
So that's your name.
He went by they. I think it
So
was
if there's
actually
another they person next to, so they too. Can I please say it? Like, I'm sorry to be disrespectful, but
they just gonna fight. Like, I mean,
I'm
no
just
disrespect to
saying.
any of it, but I just never understood
It
that
just
part.
seems
Whatever.
first of all, as part of the gay community, I love everybody, but stop making it hard on people because it's gonna fuck up their head. Okay,
They're already having a hard time
it's
conceptualizing that you
hard.
like the same sex or that you change your sex. Them just throws a whole nother spin on the shit because the dude was also trans too. So I was like really struggling. I was like,
what?
Yeah, so he had transitioned from female to male. Yes,
female to male,
and then he went by they. So I was like, see, this is like, you get those really hard algebraic equations or like a trigonometry question.
No,
and you're like,
no,
this is
motherfucker, you
compounded.
trying to make something complicated.
This is like doing compound interest.
Right?
Like,
it sounds like he was trying to make that thing complicated.
It's jokes. Don't get mad. No offense to anybody.
No, it's cool. I love them. It's just I have a couple of non-binary persons that are my friends, but they don't make it complicated like that. They're usually just like, well, you could just, say my name, or usually I refer to, they're over there,
Yeah.
they're right there, or hey, John, Sue's, I'm not gonna say my friend's real name, but they're cool with that. Maybe because we're around the same generation, I guess. It's a little bit different. I mean, the younger kids kind of sometimes make it a little bit difficult.
I can't keep up. I do have a question for you though.
Yeah.
So do you ever feel, you talked about dating, you talked about how black women are portrayed basically in society. Do you ever feel inadequate as a person of color just because you are a person of color?
Hell no.
No. Never been.
First of all,
never felt that ever. Well,
inadequate, small?
Well, like not necessarily that you feel small, but like has your skin ever made you feel like I don't know how to put it. Inadequate is the only word or maybe small, or maybe have you been in a city? Well, but also you're not from this country, so the way that we feel as black also is different from the way that you. Because we talked about that too.
Like I told you, I was treated poorly by Black Americans here when I came to Texas, because not only was I a Latin woman.
Yeah, you were doing the compound interest thing too.
It was like, you're here to take our jobs. You're here to take our men. Of course, lighter skinned women, they love darker skinned men. I got that. I've gotten, you're not really black, you're Latin or whatever. I'm like, that's just an ethnicity. I mean, I've gotten it all. I think my ethnicity is actually, and my accent is what attracted a lot of black men, for sure. I've also gotten my skin tone is acceptable.
Huh?
Like it will do.
Oh, like that paperback shit.
Yeah, like it will do. And I'm like, over time when I got older, I was like, something is wrong. Something is actually wrong. Like I was hitting in my head, with what was going on with the dynamic, because it reminded me about growing up too. Because in the Latin community, in the West Indian community, almost in the Latin community, it's like you gotta protect the reputation of your children. You don't want to get too dark.
Colorism
even in my family,
exists,
colorism exists in the Latin and West Indian community. More so of the Latin community. The West Indian community doesn't really it's not really there, because you can be light and red bone, because I'm considered red skin, because that's what you call in the islands is red skin.
Right.
And then when my mom was really, really like white, you would call her coolie. Coolie. So coolie coolie.
Okay.
Coolie means like yellow bone here or Creole.
But pause. Why do you put so much stock into what skin looks like? How does that even dictate any hierarchy to anything? Like, why? I don't understand.
It's just ingrained in us from historical purposes. It is. It was like because you got to remember that even back then, even in the islands, man, I know, like, my family does not come from slavery, but my father's family does. There's a difference. And that's what and I know a lot about my family historically, and that's what's crazy, because I tell people, like, my great grandfather was white. Okay, he was a Scottish man. You know, God rest his soul, pops, but he was. My grandfather, if you ever look at my grandfather looks like he's from the Philippines. Like, my family on my side is
not
very.
That. I'm just thinking about everything we're talking about.
Oh
it's
yeah,
weird.
my family has African blood, very much a lot of native blood, Tainos, Arawaks, Carib.
I'm not gonna lie.
And then Scottish, and that it is just
I'm
bleeded.
not gonna lie. I thought you said Ewoks. I'm so sorry.
Awak?
No, I thought you said Ewoks, like Star Wars. I'm so sorry.
Awak.
Ignore me.
No, Awak, yeah. And then Scottish and Irish. And my family, I could tell you, if you look at my other cousins, they are Scottish as hell and white. So there's just it's
embedded.
It's embedded.
Do we get past it ever though?
I think our kids this generation and further they're gonna get past it, because even in this Japanese guy, he said he used to have a problem with, foreigners or his, grandkids dating interracially.
Mm-hmm.
But he said you got to get with the time.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it.
You've
He
seen
said
my daughter,
it's
right?
just developing more.
You've seen my daughter.
Yeah.
She doesn't look like you couldn't tell exactly what she is. You could maybe she's black, maybe she's Hispanic, maybe she's this, maybe you don't know. She looks like a mixture of a million things. I think that's what it's coming to though.
I mean, if I don't mind that it's coming to it. Like like Trevor Noah, the comedian, he has a lot of respect for black women. He teared up when he was talking about how much he appreciates black women and everything. And he still dates outside of his race. I am okay with that.
Duality.
If you have respect for your own people, you love your own people, like what my boy I forgot what actor is. He's really dark skinned, real cool. But he even said it. He said, me and my wife went to college together. She's a white lady. He said, but I love my black women.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't love them.
It doesn't mean if you respect your own people and don't down them, I don't give a shit. But if you're saying, well, I'm only dating, what's her name, because, well, I don't want to date my black women, then you're a piece of shit. Like, it's jacked up.
Now I'm going to say other shit I shouldn't be saying. I had made that dumbass statement when I was younger out of pain. Because when I was younger, I used to get made fun of by a lot of black girls. So, of course, I was probably mad at that specifically.
Right.
It probably wasn't me being mad at my entire race. Like, come on now. You've seen, like, who do I work with on the show? You, her.
Yeah.
Trevor's not a black woman, but he's black. Like, I work with my...
I mean, that's okay. You should.
Don't do that. Don't do him like that. Trevor, I got your back. Leave him alone.
I'm not doing anything.
Trevor's not a black woman, okay? He's just softer, okay? I mean, if he wants to be, I support him. If he wants to be Felicia, I got you, bro. Whatever you need. Yeah. No, but like I can interracially date and have duality and still support my people wholeheartedly. I can work with Celestial Beer Works, which is a white brewery, right? Mm-hmm. But we can still have our individuality and still come together and have a great partnership.
Hell yeah.
Just because you love your race doesn't mean that you are racist. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
think that's the one thing you asked about us that you wanted to ask on the show was, is it wrong to be proud of being white? I think you said that.
Yeah, I think a long time ago somebody asked me that, and I don't think it's wrong to be proud of being anything. It doesn't
you are.
It can be mutually exclusive or not. Like doesn't mean you're racist. It doesn't mean you're a bigot or a discriminant at all.
I think the problem is that when somebody says, should I be proud of being white? I think it comes with that connotation. If they say I'm proud, it comes with this backlash from history-wise.
Well, we mentally think of Proud Boys when you say I'm proud.
Right, or the KKK
I'm not trying to be a
or
dick,
whatever.
But when I hear I'm proud to be white, it's like, oh, shit, it's about to go down. Oh, shit.
But see, that's what it comes from. That negative, and it sucks so bad.
That's not what I want to think, but I mean, it's been kind of crazy these past few years. I'm not going to lie to y'all.
But I'll be honest. For all my white ladies and my white people out there, if you are not a racist piece of shit and you are the most sweetest person and you love everybody,
I don't care.
I don't care. Be proud of
straight up to our black people and black
For
and brown
real.
people too.
Yeah,
If
be
you're a
proud.
racist piece of shit, I'm not rocking with you either. I'm not that person. I stand on the side of my race no matter what we do to the death. Hell no, because we do some dumb shit too. So if you're out there doing dumb shit under this skin, I'm not fucking with you either. I'm sorry. Like, I'm on the road to progress, and whoever is on that road, I don't care what color you are, what race you are, ethnicity, sexuality, gender, none of that shit. If we're heading in the same direction, we could be 3 million vehicles on the same highway going to the same land of progress. That's all I care about. So I support all. I'm not all lives matter. It's not that shit either. That was a wild time too. No, I'm saying that I just want everyone to have a fair shake. I don't care. I don't care who you are, what you look like. I'm on your side. I don't care.
It's all about like togetherness.
As long as you're positive and you're on the right path, I don't care, man.
You having like-minded people. Human beings are human beings, and I think that's the problem that we don't understand as
Y'all better get it together for the aliens land. They're out there.
It always
Y'all better figure some shit out.
That's funny, and that is funny because like in my video game, like Mass Effect, which I love, it's all about humanity surviving and making sure that they're part of the universe, just like all the other aliens are. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting because.
By the way, we're not. If they come, we're not surviving that shit. I mean, y'all better get on board to get your ass kicked, but we're not surviving that shit.
It's interesting though, because it's like when I think about things like that, when you think about the universe and you watch Star Trek and Star Wars and everything like that, you're just like, humans are humans. Mm-hmm. You get that?
Did you
it
know
has nothing.
Yes.
Because if there was other people, like other species out there, I kid you not.
They're probably cooler than us, by the way.
It wouldn't even be about race no more.
They're more advanced than that.
They would be like, man, we gotta survive.
We're not about to get too like Neil deGrasse and Joe Rogan, but like they would probably be way cooler and probably way more advanced.
Like
if I had
even
to guess.
in Mass Effect, like you discover all these things. You discover all these things like the
Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect.
I feel like I've seen this game.
Like,
go ahead, continue.
Well, I mean, you play like Shepard, male or female, who's like the first human Spectre.
Oh, okay.
And it's like really cool.
I am hooked. Okay.
It's really cool. Lovely RPG game. Had 3 trilogies to it.
Don't do that to me. I'm about to go home and spend money on this.
But yeah, you have like you have to face this thing called the Reaper, and that's going to destroy every type of species.
Real life.
And so you have like species like the Krogan, the Turians,
for all the audience.
Sorry, if some people might, some
audience.
people who may have played the game.
Hey, audience, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about either. I am so lost.
They're species. They're aliens.
It's her game.
I know, right?
Madden, Call of Duty.
Solarians.
I am alpha male on video games.
Well, these are, but apparently, like a lot of these races are advanced races, which I love. Like they were smart with this. So there's a race called the Asari, right? And they're all female race.
Going. We're here now. Fuck it. Go ahead. Continue.
Race.
Enlighten me. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is that it's all about humanity.
I know what you're saying.
And humanity's trying to fight to get their place. But the aliens believe that humans destroy everything, and that's why they never had a place in the hierarchy with the council.
Humans are so corny. They're arguing over if the U.S. dollar is going to be cool or not anymore. Like, get the fuck out of here. We have so many other problems than that. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
And skin and race and sex.
That's what I'm saying. And the things about it, like, they were right in that. It's sad that you have to hear it from an alien, but that's what they're saying. Like, the reason why you haven't had a place because you guys, let's be honest, are small-minded. You destroy each other. You destroy everything you touch. You'll kill your own planet.
That's what Thanos was talking about. That's why he snapped his finger.
I'm sorry.
I know it's a Marvel movie, but that's what he was talking about.
I am Thanos because I'm sorry. Just a bit. Just a bit.
This new character might be a little more.
Who?
From Phase 4. Or is it Phase 5? Phase 5. Kane the Conqueror. Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not out yet, but like that's what they're ushering in is Kane the Conqueror. Yeah. Thanos was cool, but Kane is the one. So, yeah, and he's black.
My boy, Jonathan Mayers.
Don't talk about Jonathan Majors. He's gonna be all right. We're gonna leave. We're gonna let that not cook today. We're gonna put that back in the refrigerator. We've talked about him for the past 2. We're gonna leave him alone today.
Did you talk? Did
we
you
talked
and Trevor
about
did?
just last week. Just touched on like the stuff that happened.
good.
But like they'll get it hashed out when they figure it out. We'll talk. I don't want to talk.
It's okay.
He's in a shitstorm already. He don't need my voice. Not that he'll ever hear it anyways. Right? Not right now. But anyways,
but yeah, I just want people to. We just need to do better as a human race. That's all.
Well, what else did you have for him? Because I kind of wanted to keep it short. I like this short shit. It's been
Do
working.
you like it short?
No, so someone listened to our show and told us that like, yeah, we're long-winded. I get it, but we made one. I think there was like 57 minutes the last time, and someone was like, I loved it because I got it done at work and it was awesome. I was like.
Oh, good.
Noted. Okay, yeah. Because I've been trying to get home before 8 o'clock anyway. So I'm
I know it's about 7.
You know
about
what I'm saying?
that 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
what is it?
Yeah, we can wrap it up soon.
No problem.
Oh, we're almost at the 57-minute mark again.
I know. I like that.
I am. Becky, do you like this? This it's still long, but it's not too long. Okay.
I like the hour. It's a good hour.
It's a solid hour. That last 30 minutes of you in the video games, it was cool too. I'm just messing with you. Before I do my spiel, you got anything you want to say? I'm gonna do a bunch of little thank yous real quick. Got anything you want to say?
Oh, everybody be safe out there, please. Mm-hmm. You know, things are crazy, but, you know, always keep a happy face and a happy aura around you because, you know, things are kind of...
They are.
Yeah.
But I didn't mess up your clothes and stuff this time. Are you proud of me?
What clothes?
Patting me on the back. Last time you tried to close out, I said kung fu fighting, all kind of weird shit. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that shit.
So sorry. Well, let me quick thank yous. Thank you to Celestial, our brand partner, Celestial Beer Works, for their support. If you visit them, be sure to mention the Prophetic Podcast for a neighborly discount of 15% on us and tell them we sent you. We also want to thank our studio home, as always, Hello Studios, and our staff for always being so accommodating to us.
Thank you for the Sprite.
Big thank you to the people continuing to help us with this QR code campaign all across the country. Heads up, your t-shirts will be in the mail soon. I've got merchandise coming. It has been ordered. It is getting pressed. So you will be seeing our t-shirts around town soon. So that is awesome. We're excited for upcoming guests. Got some cool people coming. Oh, damn it. You're going to be gone.
31st of May.
I know. You're missing all the fun stuff, man. I just picked out the color scheme for the live show merch, too. I'll just mail you some. It's fine.
I'll give you They did give us the address.
Yeah, send me the address. I will send you some stuff. But to our newcomers, continued supporters, and former listeners, thank you all for your support, past, present, and beyond. So we wanted to say thank you. Yeah. And like I always say, thank you for listening to this podcast.
Yes.
Hey, thank you. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed doing it today, because wow.
It was nice.
Thank you for tuning in. Trevor is always here to say, we prophetic.
We prophetic.
Yeah, I'll let you do it today. All right, anyways. Bye. Bye. We out of here now.